A run chart is a line graph of data plotted over time. By collecting and charting data over time, you can find trends or patterns within the process. Because they do not use control limits, run charts cannot tell you if a process is stable. However, they can show you how the process is running. The run chart can be a valuable tool at the beginning of a project as it reveals important information about the process before you have collected enough data to create reliable control limits. The run chart is a powerful, simple, and easy to use process improvement tool. Often, the run chart is shortchanged as the statistical tests that can be used with run charts are almost always overlooked. A run chart may be used to study observed data for trends or patterns over a specified period of time and focus attention on vital changes within the process. The run chart is useful for tracking information and predicting trends or patterns. It can determine if a process has a common cause or special cause variation. It can also reveal whether a process is stable by looking for a consistent central tendency, variation, and randomness of pattern. Unlike most charts that we use in analyzing data, run charts do not use any lists of data. Rather, a run chart displays the value of a data point over a given period of time based on set intervals. In its simplest form, a run chart could show the value of a single measurement as it is made on a daily basis over the course of a week or month. But they can also include a separate line for multiple measurement points within a single process over the course of the same week or month, with each individual point represented by a different color run line. Since run charts show the results of a data point over the course of a predetermined interval, the only order that actually matters is the date and time. That is, the run chart only needs to be in a chronological order. For example, if you are operating an assembly line that produces a square piece of wood, a wooden block, you may want to measure the height, width, and depth of the box every hour to ensure that it is within spec. So, you randomly sample a block of wood every hour for a week. The measurements taken at each sampling are then added to the run chart with three separate lines representing each of the three measurements. In a perfect world, the lines should stay almost perfectly horizontal across the chart, and deviations represent possible issues within the process. The median is the middle point. This is the ideal measurement in a perfect world, and it is a perfectly horizontal line that runs across the entire length of the run chart. It is a guide that allows you to visualize the deviation from the average, as the data is plotted over time. How much and in what direction your actual measurements deviate from the median will provide you a warning if a process is starting to become unstable. In general, the median line in a run chart represents the center point of the data and runs parallel from left to right in a straight line. The data points themselves can be greater than or less than this line, which acts as a 0 point on the axis. The data starts from the oldest chronological measurement on the left to the newest measurement on the right. In a perfect world, the data or run lines should be perfectly straight and centered on the median. But since there will always be some form of variation in the process, this line tends to zigzag above and below the median in equal amounts. If it starts moving more in one direction or in larger than normal amounts, there could be an issue with the process that needs to be addressed. The run lines tell you a lot about the process. In the simplest charts, there will only be a single run line representing a single measurement over the course of time. But in more complex charts, there may be 5 or 10 different colored lines representing the various points of data taken over the same period of time. These run lines could represent all of the important measurements of a randomly sampled product taken at set intervals over the course of days, weeks, or months. In Six Sigma, we use run charts as part of the process control and as a means of monitoring if a process is in control and alerting us when things are starting to change. Run charts are an important tool we use to monitor a process and to determine if it is within specification. It consists of data points or measurements of a particular point over a set interval of time. That is, it is a chronological representation of that data point over a given period of time. Through the center, where there is a median, which represents where the data should be in a perfect world, but since there will always be some variation in the process, the run line should zigzag back and forth above and below the median line, like a wave moving equally in each direction back and forth. We can analyze a run chart and determine that there is an issue if all of the data points start moving to one side of the median, or they move at unequal or inconsistent amounts at each interval. Every week, we upload new videos between 5 and 10 minutes in length, where we will focus on the strategic implementation of Lean and Six Sigma. As a Six Sigma expert, I am passionate about quality. And if you are too, then click subscribe to be notified whenever we upload our next Lean Six Sigma video.